there's three different experience levels, right? You could have no experience, a little, or a lot. And pretty intuitive folks that have very little experience probably buy at much lower rates than those with lots of experience. They buy much slower. They need much more education to be successful. And knowing enables you to treat them differently.
But how do you know? So you're going to get into like, how do you know who has experience? You're going to get into, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Here's how you do it. You just ask.
Oh, interesting.
At every company I've been at, we just ask. So
Okay.
here's Miro, right? Directly after you, or they always experiment. So I'm not sure which screenshot this is from, if it's today or if this is a few weeks ago, but either directly after they asked your goal or directly before they asked this, which is, have you used Miro before? Nope, it's my first time. Yeah, I've used it a little bit, or yes, often. And for the screenshots I took for today, I selected no, it was my first time. And if you select that, then they show you an introduction to Miro, like slider tour thing. And then just to be sure, I signed up again and I did it as an expert. And it was like much more contextual guidance that probably a beginner wasn't ready for. So I love this. Copy.ai does the same thing. This, if you're in an industry like in the AI space where everything's new and people, it's like the use case kind of determines how successful you are in the product, because a lot of people don't engage in the product because they don't know how to use it. Service in this is everything. And so they do the same thing. They ask, have you used generative AI before? Oops. Yes, I've used it, or no, I've never done it. I've like done it a little bit, or I use this all the time. And then they treat you differently. They show you different educational resources. They suggest different help videos, different examples, different testimonials based on what you share. And then Shopify does this too. And the whole goal is because once you understand someone's use case and their level of experience, you can provide a ton of value on their terms and determine where you should prioritize. And then as we talked about, like integrating with the sales experience, some of these use cases, you just siphon right off to sales at the moment of sign up, because you know, if they sign up with this use case and they have a lot of experience, then sheesh, pretty high likelihood that they're going to buy, and probably buy one of our high value plans, and probably going to have some custom questions that our team needs to be ready and prepared for. And this is some of the ways that you can use product data and product-led data to enhance the sales experience and use that product data to sell more and sell faster, ideally.
Love this. So each of these will take someone down a different path.
Yeah.
And after that initial onboarding, have you seen them be used for anything else?
The goals and things like that?
Yeah, like the experience level, like that piece of information, like outside of just the initial product onboarding, say they click away and they come back in 3 days. Is this being used? Have you seen it be used in any other facet? Is it being used with the sales team in any way? Like, how else is this data maybe being used to help someone get to a purchase?
When I think about activation and like new user behavior, there's sort of these three checkpoints in the process. There's the setup, which is helping you customize your account and colors and all that kind of stuff. There's hitting the aha moment, which is getting to that first value for the first time, experiencing value for the first time. And your journey there is going to be different if you're new versus if you're very experienced. It's going to be a lot faster if you're experienced. And then ideally, onboarding has one more step, which is helping someone experience that value again and develop a habit, or increase their behavior over time. And so I've seen it be really helpful in that journey. And it's going to take a lot more prodding and encouragement and examples and documentation to get to that habit formation step than not. But no, once somebody's at that habit formation step, typically they grow out of the beginner into like the more intermediate level. And I think you've done your job at that point. I've never resurveyed it. Like, hey, when you signed up, you said you were a beginner. Would you say you're still a beginner? But that would be fun to do.